Hey everyone, we're back for a quick podcast right before the season starts on Tuesday. I think the Leafs are playing Wednesday. Yo guys, I swear I thought the Leafs usually always play on the first day. I don't know. I assumed they started on Wednesday because that's when the Leafs are playing. But anyways, getting sidetracked right away. Let's start off by talking about the preseason, what we thought about the preseason so far, what you saw in the Leafs, how you felt. Just Garden, I know you went to a game. I actually went to a game too. I went last Wednesday, the one where they won 6-2. Just Garden, let's start with you. How do you feel watching the preseason, actually seeing it in person and stuff?
Honestly, it was one of the best times I've had since the pandemic began. Um, it's just great to be back. The crowd was electrifying since it was the first actual in person that you could go to since March 2020, which has been like 18 months. Um, so it was great. Every time remember coffee missed the 3-on-1, and everyone just like ha ha ha, like everyone just fucking laughing at him in our section. Like I was standing the 111. Just so one of the best times I've had since the pandemic began. So like, yeah, really electrifying. I got into a fight with the Montreal Canadiens fan after, but we'll talk about that later.
Good. Fuck the Habs. Yo, just Garden, my question for you is like we've all been to games, but like I feel like I forgot what going to a game is like because it's been so long. Like to me, when I watched the game, there was a couple of players that really stood out when I was watching them. Like I was blown away. Like who was that for you, just Garden, when you were at the game? And then I'll let you know who mine was.
Holsang and Bunting. Bunting was all over the place that game. He was starting like scrap right after the whistle, and he like what Curtis Gabriel said, he's a greasy rat, and he just
Wow,
sucks in the
that was
opponent.
hilarious. That interview.
He sucks in all the opponents. Like he sucks them all in, and then he gets into their heads. Right, it's like basically Brad Marchand what he does, but on a lesser scale because Brad Marchand more skill than Bunting, right? But that's what I liked about it. Whole thing was all over the ice. Mullin just looked like Mullin, and then it was Lilligren. Lilligren allowed Mullin to go in and be able to do his thing on the offensive end. Like I know Justin is a good defenseman, but Justin Hall doesn't allow Mullin to go on the offensive end when he needs to, right? Like he did against Montreal in Game 5, which we don't want to talk about, but we have to. That's the kind of things he did, right? And Lilligren allowed him to do that, and Mullin felt comfortable doing that with him as well. That game, Sanding was okay. He really didn't have a good game. Who else was there? JT look Willie, oh my god, the first time Willie stepped on the ice, he just went through the whole defense. And I was just like, he missed, but he barely like missed, but he went end to end almost, which was almost sick. First shift he went in, he just went ham and he dangled through the whole defense. It was amazing. But yeah, those are the main guys who stood out to me. Bunting and whole thing.
Yeah, for my game, like by far, Mitch Marner stood out more than anyone, man. Like I know he's great, but I don't know. Like maybe it's just seeing him in person. This guy stood out so much. Like he was head and shoulders above any other player that was on the ice for both teams. Um, Another guy that stood out. Oh, actually, Liljegren. You were talking about Liljegren. To me, like what I liked about Liljegren is that I didn't notice him. Like in the sense that when you watch TJ Brody or even Jake Muzzin to a certain degree, you notice Jake Muzzin, but when you think about TJ Brody, you don't notice what he does on the ice. You know what I mean? Like TJ, remember Carl Gunnarsson when he used to play, and everyone was like, "Oh, he's so good. You
Mm,
don't notice him. He does his job." Same way I felt about Liljegren. SDA, holy fuck, he looked like a magician on the ice. He's so like shifty. And then Nick Ritchie was a rat as well. Like there was one play where Nick Ritchie just punched a guy in the face. It was hilarious. He got a penalty, but whatever. Negan, did you watch any preseason games?
yeah, I watched a
Like,
couple.
what did you think? What were your
Like,
thoughts?
bro, every year this happens. Like, I feel like in the summer, I'm like a little like
Hot taker
upset.
incoming, guys. Get ready.
No, no, chill, chill, chill. I get like a little upset in the summer, like upset about the playoffs, and then preseason comes along, and every single time, like these newcomers, like impressed me. You know, like STA, Hosang. I was really impressed with Hosang. Kind of upset that he's only on an AHL contract right now, but I'm sure that Dubas has some loophole to get him up at some point in the season. But yeah, Lilligren was good. STA was nice. Who else? Really, like it was a bunch of tryouts basically, right? For the top 6 spots, like Richie and Bunting and Mikheyev were all up there. And out of those guys, like honestly, I was kind of upset when Mikheyev was the guy that was placed beside Tavares and Nylander. But of course, he got injured, so now Bunting's up there,
Bro,
which
that's
I
facts.
think
Like legit,
is
the
the
only
right.
reason they put
Yeah,
him there is because he was crying about it. Like,
yeah, right. Yeah, and honestly, like now that he's injured, like honestly, obviously it sucks that he's injured, but like Bunting on that line is pretty much what I wanted from the start. Um, but yeah, like I think our bottom 6 is still like up for grabs. Like it's still not locked in. Like when I see Simmons play in the preseason, I wasn't really impressed because honestly, he's taken a spot from one of the other guys, right? Like Hosang should be there, but I don't know. Like, what do you guys think about Simmons in the preseason?
Um,
you gotta play him.
Sim.
You
Yeah,
need
you
grease,
have to.
bro. You need grease. Like
You need
straight up,
grease.
what
Yeah.
fucking
What,
greasy
what do you think
rat.
about
You need greasy rat.
what do you think about Mario versus Simmons?
I don't know.
Amadio's a pretty big guy too.
Like Amadio just didn't pop out much to me, but like the
Mm,
thing that's nice is we have a lot of depth this year, so like he should be shifting and moving as much as he can. The nice thing though with the lines though is we're gonna get to the lines. I like how it's like a 1A 1B and 3A 3B. Like our bottom 6 is so much better than last year by far, bro.
Yeah, by far. Are we guys gonna talk about it all or nothing or no? Are you guys gonna watch it or
We'll
are we
we'll
gonna
get
talk
there.
about
We'll
it?
get there. Let's finish talking about like line combinations and stuff like that, and then we'll get to the all or nothing.
Okay. What do you guys think about Rich with Matthews and Marner? We know what his thing's gonna be, but last year with the Bruins, his advanced stats didn't look really good against like bigger competition. What do you guys think about him on the top line with
Bro,
Matthews and Marner?
at this point, it doesn't fucking matter who you put there. Matthews and Marner should be able to score, and if anything, I like Richie there because he'll have the grease to the line. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the problem was like Marner looked scared every single time he was on the ice in the playoffs, and I know we don't want to talk about the playoffs, but the major issue wasn't how they scored in the regular season. The issue was how scared Marner was in the playoffs. If he has a guy like fucking Richie, bro, like literally a tank right beside him, and he's a tank who actually has good hands and he can score, like we saw in the preseason. I know it's preseason, but still, like I think that's a good thing. It doesn't matter who you put in that spot, bro. You could put fucking me in that spot, and Matthew's still potting 45 goals minimum.
okay, chill, buddy. Chill.
Bro, I'm dead serious. They'll still outscore the opponent. Doesn't matter who's there, bro.
but
Yo, but
the thing
honestly,
of
like,
go ahead, Naked.
honestly, like Richie, like at the start of the preseason, like I was kind of off, like iffy about him. You know, I was like, this guy, like he's not really a top line player.
Bro,
But
he's
then, like
slow.
over the preseason, yeah, he's really slow, right? But then over the preseason, like as the games progress, like I came to the realization that, like what you just said, right? He's just there to like fill that third spot, like to do the extra stuff, like the grittiness and all that, like because really Matthews and Marner should be doing everything on that line, everything else. Yeah,
So the thing I like about Richie is he knows what he's gonna do. Like he knows his role. With McCabe, he doesn't know what his role is. Like he doesn't accept his
yeah,
role. Like his role is a penalty killer, penalty kill specialist. He has no hand. He uses stick like a golf club, bro. Like I don't know what he uses stick for. He has a longer stick than he needs to have, right? You know how you use your cousin stick when you're younger and you have like, your hands like up top like this with the elbow, and then you trying to stick him with the elbow up top like here. That's my KO. Like I'm not even joking with you. His long stick is good for the PK, but he can't do shit after that. He has no hands in tight. He doesn't know what he's doing. With Richie, he knows he has to go to the front of the net. That's his goal. Getting goals off rebound. That's his role, and he knows that. And for preseason it worked, but with with regular season playoffs coming up, people know their role, and the role is to like shut down, get into Richie's face in front of the net. But I'm intrigued because they're gonna start cross checking penalties now. Well, we didn't see that with McCabe getting fucking slew footed and then cross checked in the middle of like the end of the first period at the Ottawa game. But yeah, I'm really I'm really intrigued to see Richie on the power play, because he's a big body who can just stand there, maybe deflect a couple of shots, but who knows? He's not good as maybe JVR in front. But yeah, I'm really intrigued to see Richie on the power play and like in that front with Marner and Matthews. That's the main purpose of him on the line.
Yeah, like I like him. It's like I just said before too, right? Like in the game where he literally, I think there was like some guy who like I don't know what it was. I think somebody like got cross checked or something from the net, one of our guys. And then as that guy's skating back to the bench, Richie just walks up to it and punches him in the face. Like that's a good penalty, bro. Take that penalty as much as you want. I don't give a shit. Like that's what we need. That's good. And then Bunting, man, Bunting looks really good. Like I was hating on the Bunting signing just because he has such a high shooting percentage and stuff, but I was watching his highlights and stuff from last year, watching him the preseason. Like I don't think what he's doing is not it's definitely sustainable. Like he plays very like sandpaper hockey, right? Like he goes hard to the net. He's aggressive in front. He tips pucks. He gets dirty goals. Like it's not like he like sniped 20 goals on like 30% shooting percentage. His goals were like not tap ins, but the upfront goals, and he can keep doing that easily, especially with Tavares and Nylander.
Yeah, what I like about the like Richie and Bunting signings is that like they're not players like Matthews and Marner or Tavares and Nylander. They just have good positioning, you know? They know where to be to score those goals. Like you said with the when Bunting was with Arizona last year, it wasn't really like, his skill that got him the goals. It was just like proper positioning and all that. Right? And that's what I like about Bunting. Like you can place him anywhere in the lineup and he's gonna get you those results.
Oh,
Right?
guys, I have some news. So, from the press conference today, Keith said Matthews is not available to play this week, and McCabe is out for 8 weeks, minimum of 8 weeks of broken thumb.
Jeez.
Holy, honestly, that's fine, man. Rest Matthews. You don't need him until
Yeah.
the playoffs. So
Yeah,
But
so
do you see
he's
the
out.
lines now though?
Yeah,
It's Richie,
it's,
Tavares, Marner, and then Bunting, Kerfoot, Nylander.
yeah, and then Calm,
It's not bad.
Kasha, Engba, and Simmons,
Mm.
Amadi, Spezza, I think. That's the lines. So, yeah, just some breaking news. I'm going to keep on refreshing Twitter.
yeah, that's interesting. I'm surprised that. I guess you got to put
Yeah.
Tavares on the first line.
Yeah, but then you got to break up Nylander and
That's what
that
I don't
duo.
like. I would have rather kept
Yeah.
Nylander with Tavares, but it's Keith. He can do
Yeah.
what he wants. Marner. Okay, this is the next topic I wanted to talk to. Marner in the bumper slot on the power play. What do you guys think?
Oh, I love him, man. Like
Bro, it's
honestly, like
so good.
last year I was kind of envisioning that too. I'm like, because Marner's in Nylander's spot, like from last year, right? But Marner has more creativity in the bumper spot, so I'm like, yeah, like it makes perfect sense.
The guys that are on the wings need to be a shooting threat. That's it, right?
100%.
You have Marner on the wing. It's harder to pass from there because there's fucking four guys in front of you. Um, and then on top of that, they know he's not gonna shoot, and if he shoots, the goalie will stop the shot over 90% of the time, which he'll take. So,
Mm.
bro, but in the middle, holy, like you give him the puck and he can do any like he made so many plays from the middle. It's just good.
Yeah,
But what did we say last year about the power play? Predictable.
the middle needs to
Every
be,
time it
yeah,
was
the middle needs to be
predictable.
used. Yeah.
And now it's unpredictable, which is exactly what you want.
Because honestly, Marner can reach any of the other four guys with his passes in the middle, right? Like, and he can take a whatever shot. But from the wing, or when Nylander was there in the middle last year, or Tavares, it was barely noticeable, right? They didn't have the creativity to like to pass it to the guy down low or to pass it to the guy behind him. Like Marner does all that, so it's gonna be interesting, man.
Yeah, like they didn't use that middle spot once last year. I swear. Like I think it was Tavares, right, in the middle, like
Guys,
in that
Yeah, I
bubble
think
Montreal.
spot.
they
Sorry,
tried a different. They tried different spot players at that spot.
Yeah,
Montreal
like
claimed Adam
Yeah.
Brooks.
Montreal got Adam Brooks. Oh,
No way!
They claimed him
bro.
off
Wow,
us. That sucked. Though. Fuck.
wow.
Sorry guys
That
for
Of course,
interrupting.
Montreal, man. Fuck.
What were you guys talking about? I didn't understand. I
Marner's
couldn't
spot
hear
on
you
the
guys.
power play.
Was it
Marner's
power
spot on the
play?
power play.
Okay, go ahead. I'll get my.
No, we got our thoughts in, man. What do you think about how he's playing in the middle now?
Honestly, I haven't watched too much preseason, but the game I have watched was the one where he was all over the ice. So like he can shift up and down the middle, find the open slots. I remember he had that slap pass from the top of the slot to Tavares in the middle. I feel like he can do that a lot, but the thing is, they want to emulate what Braden pointed to the power play of Tampa Bay and use the middle a lot more. But the thing is, you have to have a shot there. You have to have like a sh- like a seeing eye shot basically. You have to have a one timer. I don't think Marner has a one timer. He's working on it. We all know he's working on it. But the thing is, you can't succeed with slap passes. And like he's an elite playmaker. We all know that, but you never know what's going on with him. Like one day he'll be on, one day he'll be off. But the power play this year is a make or break, and if it doesn't make it, then there's something like wrong fundamentally with it. It's not. It's not like they tried everything. Now they're shifting more into the slot. I like it, but I'm kind of hesitant because last season, and I know Carberry like he's at Mohotra whatever, and Carberry can maybe shift things over and maybe able to like have a thing, but I'm not sure if I hope it works. I am like I am I am like hesitant, but I'm more optimistic because we all wanted something to change, and it has changed. And that thing where that clip, remember a couple of episodes or the episode after the thing, where I think Rachel Dore was talking about how Marner didn't want to shift to a slot and didn't have a choice. Um, I guess that's false because they knew that he has to shift to a slot. Now he did, so it's good to see him changing a bit too.
Yeah, I think the only thing is I just don't want what happened last year where they fucking like they blew. They're going off on the power play in the first like month and a half, and then nothing. So I hope it just doesn't get stale like that. One last thing about the lineup. We already talked a little bit about Mikheyev, but the other one I wanted to talk about is the bottom pairing on D. Okay, so three guys for two spots: Dermott, Sandy, and Lilligren. Taniga, what do you think about that?
Yeah, honestly, in the preseason, I've liked Sandin and Lilligren more than Dermott. But like Dermott's a young guy. Like I
Bro,
see the
try
arguments
to
on
forget about the
Twitter.
spinorama from the playoffs,
Yeah.
and then decide.
People are still pissed about the Spinorama.
Bro, that was
And like
probably I'm more pissed about the
Bro, I'm still
spinorama than
pissed about
Galchenyuk's
it.
giveaway. Like
I know,
Galchenyuk's
like you
giveaway
look
was
at Twitter,
shit,
yeah,
but the
yeah,
spinorama was like literally the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
so
Okay,
No,
unnecessary,
he,
right?
anyways,
this
Yeah,
guy
anyways,
spins around, loses the hand of the puck, and he needs to give it right to who was it, Josh Anderson? I don't know who the fuck it was. And it was such an unnecessary spin. You could have just skated back and do what you do before. You drop it to whoever it is, side to the demon on the other side. What the fuck he was
mm.
thinking? Like, I'm so pissed about. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
And we're
and
all shooting 11-1, 11-1 at overtime, right? And you fucking spin around, okay? Whatever. I can go off about it, but you guys go ahead.
yeah, like honestly, like if you think about it logically, like who's the future, like who's the two future D men like that are gonna be a part of your top four? It's gonna be Sandy and Lilligren, right?
yeah,
So you obviously have to give them priority ahead of Dermott, but I don't know what they're gonna do. Dermott's an older guy than Sandy and Lilligren, even though he's still kind of young too. But I don't know. If I had to get make the choice, I would put Sandy and Lilligren in 100%.
What do you think, just kind? Like,
Honestly, I like Littlegram better. I think Dermot's time is really coming to an end because he's been doing nothing. He hasn't been progressing at all. Um, like we've seen it. He was supposed to become a top four D-man by the end of what last year, and he hasn't done shit. He was supposed to take over Justin Hall top pair, but I mean on the second pair with thing, and he hasn't done nothing. He hasn't been a PKer. He hasn't been a power play guy. He I don't listen. Like we talk about Richard McHale with his role. What is Dermot? What's Dermot's role? Is he an agitator? Is he a PKer? Is he a power play guy? Or is he just a 5-on-5 guy who just sits there, does nothing offensively or defensively? Like, I get it. His transition numbers are really good, but the thing is, he hasn't done anything to press me, and I'm so urgent to see what Lilligan can bring to the NHL game, because he hasn't got a chance. Because guys like Bogosian, Hall, Brody, but Hall and Brody, I think Bogosian was there last year, but the thing is, Dermot's been there, and he hasn't looked really good on the right side, being a lefty on the right side, and I'm hesitant. Like I'm really hesitant. I want Lilligan to succeed here because people are thinking to make or break here. But the thing is, he's only 22, and a lot of D-men take a long time to develop. And yeah, that's the thing. I don't get what Dermot's role is. Like, do you guys want to get what I mean? Like, what Dermot's role is? Like, he doesn't
Yeah, yeah.
surprise
He's the
me. Like,
Mikheyev of the he's the Mikheyev of the defense. Like you put it
yeah,
perfectly.
he
Yeah.
is. But I don't like. With Dermot, like he's good, but I want Stanley Littleton. I want that pairing because if they can like develop together as a pairing and move up and take minutes from Hall and more than getting Orisar, Roddy might leave next year. Who knows, right? And Brody getting up to an age too. So for example, if Sandy can shift up with Brody next year, for example, if he takes a step up this year and if he takes a step up this year and he can be Brody next year if he takes a step up this year, and if Lilligan can take a step up this year and maybe replace Hall with Mullin, we have. I think we're good to go. And if Hall can play third pairing with who Mac Holloway or you turn a veteran left D-man to play with whoever it is, I'm projecting next year lineup. I know we haven't got to this year, but this is what I'm projecting next year. So if Martin Luther can compete again and Sandy and Brody can do whatever they do together, because Sandy and Brody played last year together too. We seen that with them, and Littlegan can like develop with Martin. I think we're good to go. The thing is, I'm scared because they're both rookies, and you don't want two rookies on the same pair. Cause a lot of guys, a lot of coaches can take advantage of that. You can put Steven Stamkos and Nikita Kucherov after an icing. What happens there, right? And that's what I'm scared about. I would rather have Lilligan and Mullin so they can develop chemistry with each other. But we all know Justin Hall is there for a reason, and they're not gonna shift from that.
yeah, I feel like the best thing to do is just rotate them throughout the season, like all three of them. You keep swapping them in and out, in and out. Like the thing though is, you made a good point that you don't want to have a rookie pairing like throughout the regular season because people will take advantage of it 1000%. But Sandy and Lilligren have been a pair for a long time in the AHL. They played a lot together. They already have their chemistry. Keith already knows what they're capable of in the AHL, of course, but NHL is different. But I think it'll be good just to swap them in and out. What I do want to see is the odd game here and there where all three of them play and you sit one of the top four guys either to rest them or just to mix and match. And I remember I was hearing about this somewhere, might have been on a podcast or an article or something. Um, it would be good for Keith to switch up the top four a bunch, right? Like, look what happened last year in the playoffs. Muzzin got injured, one of the fucking 100 things that happened in that playoff series. But Muzzin got injured, and that really hurt us, right? Because Muzzin's our number one defenseman easily. You lose him, now you got to figure out who the fuck can Justin Hall play with. and oh shit, Justin Hall's. I don't even remember who it was. Maybe it was Dermot. I honestly don't remember. But okay, now Justin Hall is a new D partner. He didn't play with him all year because he was stuck with Muzzin all year long, and he's not used to it, and it makes the team worse, right? Like the team's already worse without Muzzin, and then it gets even worse because now you have a D pairing that has zero chemistry. So I think the best thing to do is rotate a bunch of defensemen all throughout, right? Like one day you're gonna sit Brody, you throw like Dermot up there, you throw Lilligren or Sandine up there just to see for a game against Ottawa or a game against fucking Buffalo. Actually, yeah, against Buffalo, every game against Buffalo, you got to do this and rotate your guys. But I think that's the best thing to do in my opinion.
And honestly,
Okay,
like the season doesn't matter, right? So like
yeah, it's all
you can
preseason,
honestly
bro.
try that.
82 games in
Yeah,
preseason.
bro. What do you guys think? Like if we say that the season doesn't matter, then that means our matchup doesn't matter in the playoffs, right? Like, do
Honestly,
you
it
guys
should not
care who you
matter.
guys
It
face?
does. It should not matter who we face. At this point, I don't give a fuck. Whoever you're facing, you have to beat them. It's as simple as that. Like,
Whoever,
who you,
whoever challenges, you have to beat them, no matter what it
if you're
is.
playing Tampa in the first round, you need to beat them. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, it's gone past the point. Like, you had quote like on paper, quote unquote, two easy matchups the last 2 years, Columbus and Montreal, and you didn't win. So
Okay, when you put it
doesn't
like that,
matter.
that's true.
Doesn't matter, bro. Obviously, you want to play, be the best team, have a good record, play the wild card team or something, right? But to me as a fan, I kind of don't care. But then again, Tony, you can ask me in a couple months, maybe I'll care. But right now, I'm acting like I don't care. Okay.
What do
Um,
you guys think? What do you guys think of the goaltending channel with Mrazek and Campbell? By the way, Campbell's getting to start Wednesday, and Mrazek's getting to start Thursday against the Sens.
I like Mrazek. He's really good, man. He played really good in the. I know it was preseason, but he played really good.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't pay attention to the goalies in the preseason, but like they should be like splitting it evenly, right? Is that the decision that keeps making?
Should be the plan. I think even if they don't split it, it's like 60-40 or something percent. It's not exactly 50-50. I think that's still fine. I think just the point is just to have them push each other so they don't get complacent.
But if you had to pick a starter today, the number one starter,
You
who would
gotta
you
give it
pick?
to Jack. You gotta give it to Jack.
Jack?
You have to. Like Jack did everything for us last season. He had a great playoff series except for like a one goal at the end, which it shouldn't have even been there. They should have won in fucking game 5. But he played good throughout the whole playoffs, fucking set NHL records. Like there's no reason for him not to be the starter. He's still unproven in my mind. Like it's still a very small sample size, but to start with, he's the 1A. He's not the clear one, but he's the 1A.
I would have had them go 50-50. That way you don't tire one guy. But if someone goes on the hot hand and one on the cold streak, of course you can go with the hot hand, right? And I feel like that's what you need to do with the tandem. Whoever goes on a hot streak, you put him in, right? Um, yeah, that's how I see of it.
Okay, you guys want to talk about All or Nothing? Tanika, I know you didn't watch much of it, but you can maybe just make some comments and stuff on what we talk about. Um, holy fuck, man. Tanika, like I understand what you're feeling. You don't want to watch it because it goes through the bad memories. To be honest, the last two episodes for me fucking sucked, bro. Like I had to force myself to watch it. You know what was the worst part for me? Just like I don't know if you can relate. Like to me, the worst part wasn't them losing in the playoffs because obviously you knew. The worst part was how much hype was around Nick Foligno. They showed so much footage of Nick Foligno and how it didn't work out at all, bro. This guy fucking busted his back, couldn't do shit for us, and it just so much screen time dedicated to that. And the whole time we're like, bro, this is all pointless. I know this didn't work out. Like, oh man. But yeah, you should watch it to me, good.
I'm 100% gonna watch it. Like I've heard too many good things about it.
Bro,
No, you
I'll,
Yeah.
I'll
should
say one
watch
thing
it.
to convince you, Finnegan. Do you remember the Nikolai Ehlers and Joe Thornton?
Oh yeah.
They got everything.
What do you mean everything? Like all the chirps and everything?
Everything Joe Thornton said, you'll hear it.
Oh fuck. Okay, I'll watch that.
That's enough to convince you, bro. Okay. Let's talk about some of the key points. I guess it'll be a little bit of spoiler thing, but I think you'll still enjoy it. Um, Jimmy VC,
Can I
holy
can I
fuck, bro.
can I say one thing before we begin?
No, you can't.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. But the thing is, we act like the guys don't care. Like people act like they don't care. Like they're not trying out there. But after Game 7, the way they looked, the way Matthews and Martin and Hyman were on the fucking like dressing room about to fucking burst into, like Hyman was tearing up because he probably knew that was the last game and he didn't want to go out that way. Martin is crying. Matthews with his headband down. Sorry, I think it's a spoiler, but the guy actually do care. Like they're devastated to the freaking point where they're about to fucking smash it, and I could see that. I've been like I haven't been through that, but I know how they're feeling, and you want to smash it, but you gotta be calm and like you can't be like thing. And you see Jack Campbell crying, and that I'm not gonna lie, that one brought me into tears. And Spencer going up to him and Thornton going up to him and trying to calming him down, but it's harder on whoever it is. But go on.
Yeah, man, just seeing Matthews and Marner like fucking devastated at the end. It was heartbreaking, but it gave me optimism that they care this much about this team and winning for this team and winning for the fans. So it was nice in that sense. Okay, let's go through some of the most like key moments. I think a lot of them are gonna revolve around Sheldon Keefe, who was actually like the star of the show to me. He is like the number one star of this fucking docu series. So there was one point, the Negan. So before the show, we were talking about the Matthews comment from that game. There's another moment where Keith fucking was ruthless. So you remember Jimmy VC and you remember his game, right? He was kind of like whatever. Remember we were talking about old people can't find their roles. Like, Tania, would you agree Jimmy VC was also that? Like he didn't really have a role in the Leafs.
Yeah, he was a meh player, you know?
Yeah. So Keith straight up to his face in practice, he calls him over. He's like, I'm obviously paraphrasing. I'm probably not saying exactly how he said it, but he's like, he pretty much said he's like, yeah, you have a very vanilla game. You have no role on this
Oh
team.
shit.
You haven't impressed me. Like, you like, and he said it so casually, and he just like crushed everything inside of him, man. I was like,
Okay, but
holy
let me
fuck.
ask you this. Like, does he say that to all the players? Or like is it just to like
No,
because
no,
like technically
I think
It's
he
just
does it to a lot of them because there's another point where I don't know if it was during the playoffs or just during a random game. In between the periods during the intermission, he called Mikheyev from the locker room, made him go to where they have the video review cameras, pressed play on the TV, showed Mikheyev. He's like, "See, this is why you don't score more. You can leave.
he's
That's it."
fucking
okay,
savage.
He's
He's
like,
fucking
"This is why you don't
savage.
score. Now you can go." Like,
see
Yeah.
that's
holy
tough love.
fuck,
It's tough
bro.
love. It works, right?
He literally just
Yeah.
said, he fucking said, go. You're going to the corner. You fucking go into the corner and you go in there, right? That's where you're not scoring. And I feel like a
Holy
lot of
fuck.
coaches do that, but Keith is from the next price in the documentary. Some next price. Okay,
I
go on.
think
I wanna.
it's like a lot. Just going, you're right. Like a lot of coaches are like this, but I think it's just surprising because we didn't see Keith that way, right?
Yeah, we can a softy coach, right? Where they don't fucking like we didn't do anything, and do it a softy general manager. We didn't do anything, right? That's how a lot of police stations see them, but the documentary changed a lot of things too, right?
Yeah,
What were
because
some other
before
memorable moments?
we were
Sorry,
like
go on.
weren't we thinking about weren't we thinking about last year how like it was gonna be a player run team, you know? We said that, Babcock was like before when Babcock was coaching, it was like Babcock had the full controls over everything. But now what I'm like hearing from you guys from like this documentary is that Keith is also kind of like that, where he does
A
have control,
hard ass.
right? It's not like, yeah,
He's
it's
a
not
hard ass.
fully the players'
He's
decisions and all
not.
that.
He's
But
not
you
playing
have to
mind
be a
games with
hard
the
ass.
players.
Yeah.
A big
Okay,
thing that I got from this documentary is Joel Thornton was not good for this team.
he wasn't. He was not.
No, man,
Not at all.
just got in that one moment. So Negan, like I think it was like maybe 3 quarters into the season. Again, maybe I'm not remembering exactly when it was, but pretty much Keith and Dubas called a meeting for all the quote unquote leaders. Okay, also, I'm surprised that he didn't call Matthews into that group. That kind of weirded
I
me
think
out.
Matthews injured at that point. I think that's
Oh,
right.
his wrist. Okay, yeah, because that really weirded me out that Matthews wasn't there. But
Yeah,
essentially,
me too. Otherwise, the Matthews, but I'm not going. He's injured. That's why.
it was
But he's still.
Riley, Tavares,
But
Marner, and Joel Thornton. Okay,
and
Muslin should have been there,
Hmm.
but anyway,
Muslin was
wasn't
there.
there? Yeah,
Muslin was there.
but Joe Thornton's there, so they're pretty much saying like they were addressing everything that was wrong with the team. They're like, okay, we're winning, but we're not winning convincingly. We have a mindset problem. We're not winning the way we should. This is not going to translate to playoffs. Like Keith and Dubas are just talking to the leadership team, right? Telling them like this is our concerns. Like, what do you guys think, right? And Joe Thornton's like, oh, we're in first place. Don't even worry about it, man. We're fine. Like, what the
Bro, you
fuck?
would think, yeah, you would think after all these years of Joe Thornton like losing like this in the playoffs, right after regular season success, he would have learned.
Yeah.
But I don't
Like
know.
that's such a toxic
Kind of
mindset.
fucked.
Like as a team, you even if you're the best, you want to get better any way you can. Especially when
Okay,
you
but
fucking lost
yeah,
in the first round so many times.
what did the rest of the
Maybe,
team say to that
maybe,
when Joe Thornton
maybe,
said that?
maybe that's why
no one
that he
really
hasn't won a
replied to
Stanley
that.
Cup.
Like they didn't really.
That's true.
The documentary didn't show the entire conversation, so maybe there was some conversation, but they just showed that line and then they just showed like Riley or Tavares say a couple things, but that just really stuck out to me where it's like, bro, like it just rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like that's not the mindset you should have as a leader, right? Okay, what else was there? Was there any other? I don't know if there was anything else crazy that stuck out.
Oh, I had something crazy. Remember against Calgary where Freddie and they 5 goals
Oh
and
yeah.
Steve Brown fucking Keith telling the fuck off. That's the most funniest shit.
Wait, what?
You know
So you
Steve
get- so you
Briere,
get-
like the goalie coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the game where they brought Freddie back, like in the middle of his injury or something. And obviously they're trying to win games. This is when like I think Edmonton's like inching closer to them. And Freddie shit the fucking bed. Like he let in
No,
5 goals.
Freddie does 3 bad goals. He did goals out Dermot's pants and did goals out Travis Dermot's ass. And Keith's like you gotta have one of those, right? He goes off this guy that gives and Keith is telling the fuck off. Like in the most casual, he's like, fuck off.
Like-
It's like
Like all he says, yeah, we need more saves from him. And Steve Weir's like, oh, it's not his fault. Like it was deflection. He's just like, fuck off. Like in the middle of the meeting to him, bro. Like,
Yo, Keith, man. This guy needs to be mic'd up for next season too.
and then there was one. We'll end it on this, and then I don't want to reveal every single thing, Dunnigan. But speaking about Keith, there was a speech in games. I think it was game 6 or game 7. I think it was game 6.
game 6 before overtime.
Holy fuck, man! The speech he gave these
Right.
fucking players gave me goosebumps. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to go into it too much because that's probably the best part of the documentary. But
Yeah.
Like-
I want to listen to the speech. Yeah. I'll watch it right
Yeah.
after.
okay. I think we should wrap up on all for nothing now. We gotta leave some good stuff for Dunnigan.
Yeah, but just that you know, he calls up the line. He calls up the line just in that speech. But the
Which
speech
line?
is amazing. Don't worry, you'll find out. The top line.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about the NHL now. We did enough about the Leafs. The RFAs we mentioned last time, 2 of them are signed, 1 hasn't out of the major ones. So, Brady Tkachuk is still waiting for a contract. Dunnigan, by the way, doesn't look like Brady's gonna play this year. I can take him off your hands. in
Shut
fantasy.
the hell up. Yo, I'm so cheesed. Like,
You give me a first round pick for him, guy. I traded
No,
Yeah.
that was weird. That's honestly that was like in the moment. I was like, that's a bad deal. That's a good deal. He's a solid keeper for the next 10 years, bro.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
her,
you know
man.
what?
Like hits and does everything.
Nobody else is gonna have 30 goals, 300 shots, 300 hits.
Yeah, I should have
Like
kept him.
That's
I'm an
my
idiot.
yeah.
like
I'm
that
an
is
idiot. I should
insane,
kept
bro.
him.
That's a unicorn in fantasy. Like
No,
Yeah,
but
I
yo, the thing
should
is, like, I had
kept
to
him.
you like if you want to keep Kachuk as a keeper, like you have to lose out on a solid player too. You know,
but
like
that's part of
I had to
that's part of
yeah
fantasy though, right? Like a
yeah
keeper
that's
league,
true.
you're always gonna have to
Yeah,
give up guys.
my keepers were Kane, Marner, and McCarr. So
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
I had to keep Kane and Marner. I had
Sorry, you
to
got a
decide
soft
between.
ass team, dog.
Huh?
You got a soft team, bro.
I got 3 first round picks this year. So what do we gonna see at
Who'd you
9:32?
get the
Three
third
first
first
round
round?
picks.
Yeah, 3 first round, 2 or 3. I'm not sure.
Who gave you the
Okay,
third
that's
first round
fucked.
pick?
He gave me one. I have my own. I have someone else's too. I think. Or 3 seconds. I'm not sure. I have to
Oh, okay.
see.
That's still fucked, bro. 2 firsts and 3 seconds.
I stocked up, bro. I fucking flopped last year. I made sure I got the first overall pick.
Yeah, I gotta fucking flop this year, yo. I gotta tank.
Yeah. Okay, go on.
We'll see.
What
I
are we
feel like
talking
I can
about?
tank.
Then
Anyways, Pedersen and Hughes contract. What do you guys think? I think the Hughes contract was amazing. That was a great deal. But Pedersen, man, 3 years, they're fucked after 3 years. They're screwed.
You're screwed. Pedersen got qualifying offers. I think 10 million plus. I think.
That's what's gonna happen is he's gonna finish 3 years. He's gonna take his 1 year qualifying offer, and he's gonna walk.
Yeah.
If he's not getting paid, he's gonna walk.
Oh, you guys want to hear something about Kachuk?
Brady or
I think
Matthews?
Yeah.
Brady. So the thing is, he doesn't want Melnick. Like every other owner, he doesn't want Melnick. I mean every other player, every other superstar player that went to the Ottawa Senators organization, he doesn't want Melnick, and that's the thing that's holding him back from signing long term. They want to lock him up long term, but he wants a bridge deal. And he wants to get out as soon as possible, from what I've read. But that's what I've read. But I don't know. What do you say about that? They want him long term, but he doesn't want to stay long term. So, yeah. But if you want
Yeah, we
long
got
term,
room on the Leafs for him.
he wants $10+ million. So, you never know.
Oh fuck.
So, yeah,
Never mind.
he wants Mitch Marner type of money for staying long term with Ottawa, and I don't blame him. I'm not gonna blame him, but you never know, right?
Damn, that's crazy. Well, yeah, like Ottawa's fucked. Like I'm not surprised, but actually I am surprised. Like Ottawa's building a nice core over there. Like Stützle, Josh Norris, him, Shabbat, Brandstrom, Matt Murray. Like they have a nice young core there, but who knows? Okay, so let's do something a little different now. Let's do our predictions for each division. Um, so hold on, let me pull up all the divisions. Let's just say like the 3 teams that we're gonna that are gonna make it from each conference, and then what we'll do is for the from each division, and then from that whole conference, who's gonna be the 2 wild card teams? Okay. Um, Fuck, I
Are
gotta pull
we
up
are we
the.
writing this down just for purposes? And see who's right and see who's wrong.
You can write it down if you want.
You guys want to, or just see how it is?
If you guys want to lose again, like I won last time, it's up to you.
It was COVID season, right? That was COVID season.
You're lucky.
Okay, hold on. Fuck, where do I? Okay. All right. So let's start with the Western Conference. Um. Okay. So it's not gonna load fully. Well, there we go. Okay. We'll start with Pacific Division. We'll go first, then Egan. Okay. So pick 3 of these teams. You can say a little bit about why you think these teams are gonna make the playoffs. Um. So Anaheim, Calgary, Edmonton, LA, San Jose, Seattle, Vancouver, and Vegas.
All right. So first, I'm just saying like the 3 teams that are gonna make it, right? And then wild card
Yeah.
after.
We'll do
Okay,
wild
okay.
card from the whole conference, right? Because it'll be 2 teams from both.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I think that like okay, obviously there's 2 clear teams that are going to make it. I think it's going to be Oilers and Vegas.
Yeah.
And then, I think that's pretty much given. And then I think the third spot's kind of hard to tell because I think Canucks should be the ones that take it, but I think Seattle's going to surprise everyone this year. They got a pretty balanced team, like all over their lineup, so it's kind of like Vegas when they started out, except like a little worse. But yeah, so I think Seattle takes the third spot.
Okay. All right. Just Ryan, what do you think?
So Vegas and Oilers for sure, cause Vegas is always good. Oilers have McDavid, and Drysdale and Hyman. I'm debating between the Flames, Kings, and Kraken. Oh, that's hard. Fuck,
You
man.
think the Kings are gonna make it?
Yeah, the Kings are they're under the radar team. Byfield got injured, so we never know about him. But the Kings are gonna be a team to look out for because they have a lot of young stars on the team. I don't know Turcotte didn't make it. Kupari didn't make it. Never mind. I don't think they make it. Flames and Kraken. Flames are. Brendan started building a team over there around his playing style. They signed Blake Coleman. I'm gonna go with the Flames. Yeah. Vegas, Oilers, and Flames. That's my
Interesting. So we're all gonna have something different then. I'm gonna go number 1 Edmonton, number 2 Vegas. We all have the same thing, and then I'm gonna go Canucks. I think Canucks. They got a lot better. Pedersen and Hughes are coming back. Pedersen was injured last year. COVID hit them. They seem a lot deeper this year. I still, for some reason, feel like OEL is gonna bounce back on a good team. Like he has some good players in front of him, so I can see him playing a little bit better than he was before. Not 100% to the way he was, but I think he'll still play good. And then they got great goaltender like Thatcher Demko, and he's a good goalie. Who's their backup? I think it's Halak.
It's Halak.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like they got some good
Bro,
goaltending.
who paid you? Who paid you to hype up the Canucks like this? Your
you know my
Canucks
buddy,
friend?
the one that came on the podcast.
Yeah, I knew it, bro. I knew it.
He sent me a text. He was like, you better hype them up.
Actually, that might not be a freaking. Canucks look really good this year. I didn't even look at the roster.
I can see them surprising for sure.
Yeah, me too. I'll go into Flames because the way Brad Shubling, Brendan Sutter, is it Brendan Sutter?
Yeah, Brendan Sutter's there.
Daryl Sutter. Name, right? Daryl Sutter. Brendan Sutter's the winger on the Canucks. Fuck. I get mixed up. Yeah, that's how I look at it because the Canucks, trust me, they're a really like good team too. They got Connor Garland, who's a really excellent winger, but their depth goal scoring. Who's their depth? I don't know. I haven't looked at the rosters yet, but I don't know.
They got a nice top 6. They got good D. Like I can see them doing well. Okay, let's do the Central Division now. Then you can go.
Oh yeah, by the way, Kraken named Mark Giordano's captain too. So.
Well, that's not even surprising. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good decision.
Yeah. Okay, Central: Arizona, Chicago, Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota, Nashville, St. Louis, Winnipeg. This is a tough one.
Honestly, I think it's not as tough as you think because I think Avalanche and Stars are like the locks are going to be locks.
Really? Okay.
And then I think it's going to come down to the Wild and Chicago for the last spot.
You don't think St. Louis or Winnipeg can do it?
Honestly, I think St. Louis is like too meh of a team anymore. Like, because Tarasenko, like I don't know, that guy fell off too.
Okay, we get it. You're trying to tell us that Tarasenko sucks, so you can draft him in fantasy. We get it.
True. No, but then Jets. Actually, you know what? You're right. Jets might be a question mark too. I don't know.
And even Nashville, they might play better. Like you never know. Okay, so
Nashville lost Ryan Ellis and Arvidsson too. So
okay, so you said Dallas, Colorado, and who was your third?
I'll say I'll say Chicago. They got Jonathan Taves back, so should be good.
Just Karen, what do you think? I think he's muted.
Yeah, honestly, bro, it's hot. The Avalanche is for sure making that's 100%. But the rest up for grabs. I must say Winnipeg. Winnipeg, they rebuilt the top four. They've got Nate Schmidt and Brendan Dillon, I think, on the top four, and they got Dylan DeMello. What was it there? And they got a good top six with Shifley, Wheeler, Dubois, Sam Ehlers, Kopp. I don't know the fuck the other person is. I keep on forgetting the lines. They have a good. They have Adam Lowry, who's a good shot on center.
Yeah. And then who's
The
your third?
neck, the third is so fucked. The Stars, the Wild impressed me last year too. The Wild, the Stars, and I don't know about the Blackhawks. Blackhawks, they got Sled Jones. They got the Jones brothers, and they got Jonathan Tate back, and they've got Kirby Doc is back too out of injury. Fucks hard.
They got Tyler Johnson.
They got Tyler Johnson. They got Marc Andre Fleury. They got Fleury too.
Oh yeah.
The Stars really didn't improve much. Wild got Kaprizov back. Oh shit!
You gotta pick one. Don't worry, you can use the other ones as the wild card teams. Just
I'm gonna get Blackhawks. No, Blackhawks.
Okay, Blackhawks.
Yeah, Blackhawks.
Okay. Yeah, for me, it's gonna be Colorado, Dallas, and Blackhawks. Like, I think Dallas and Colorado are like almost locks. I don't know about Dallas actually, but I can see them having a good season. The rest of the teams, like obviously Arizona's bust. Nashville, I don't believe in them. Minnesota, like I don't think they have enough in this division. This division is really strong. St. Louis, same thing as Dunedin. Like, yeah, I guess it's pretty clear then. So yeah, Chicago. I like Chicago this year a lot. Okay, so now you guys can pick two teams as your wild card from the Western Conference. Two of the teams you just didn't choose yet. So Dunedin, you can go first.
I'll pick. You know what? After you guys mentioned the Jets, how they improved with Nate Schmidt and all that, I'm gonna go with Winnipeg and Minnesota. Two teams from the Central. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. What do you think, Discard?
My guess the Stars and the Wild.
Stars and Wild.
The two from the Central Division.
I think I'll do Winnipeg as well, and I'll do Calgary. I can see Calgary being pretty good. Okay, let's do everyone's favorite division.
Can I switch it up a bit? Sorry.
No, man, your answers are locked in.
Okay,
if you're wrong, you're getting kicked off this podcast.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
Alright, yeah. What do you want to change?
Leave it. It's fine. Leave it. It's fine.
I was just kidding,
He's scared. That's why Harman and Nadem aren't here. You know, they got kicked off.
Yeah, they got kicked off this time. We just didn't tell you.
I'm not scared, bro. The Stars and Wild are really good teams, and the Canucks are down there too. But I feel like Canucks gonna make it. But that's the thing.
They'll make it in their own division, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't pick them as a wild card.
I got them the Flames. I don't know, man.
Okay, let's do Metropolitan first, because we're gonna leave the Leafs talk for the end.
Yeah.
So Carolina, Columbus, New Jersey, Islanders, Rangers, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Washington. I feel like this division is pretty clear. This division is also stacked, but Dunedin.
I don't know. This is tough, man. I don't know. You're saying it's clear. I'm trying to. Okay, so Carolina for sure. Damn. See, the thing with that. Really? Damn. Okay, so I would say Carolina, Washington, and between Rangers and Islanders. I would say probably with the Islanders this year.
Yeah, like I have the exact same selection as you, and to me those are the clear-cut three best teams.
But then it feels like there's a big battle for like the last. Like it could be a big battle for the last third spot.
Jersey, Rangers, Philly, and Pittsburgh are all fighting for wild card spots easily.
Oh yeah.
Just kind of, what do you think?
Hurricanes and Islanders for sure. Um, this is hard. Capitals. The Flyers made some good additions. I'm not gonna say Rasmus Switzerland is a good decision, but if he can, I know. If he can change the way he plays and he works into the system of the Flyers, then that could be a really great addition. Capitals seriously haven't done that much for me, but they've always been a good regular season team. Penguins, you never underestimate Sidney Crosby, Jake Gensel, Kenny Malkin, but Malkin's all long term, so you never know about them. And the Rangers have been. It did a man off season to be honest with you. They got tougher. Tom Watson made them get tougher, but Hurricanes, Islanders, and I'm gonna say Capitals. Same thing with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. Then we all picked the same choice. It's clear cut.
Yeah.
First
But yo,
time.
honestly, I think Rangers are going to be like an underrated team this year because like a lot of
Rangers
their
gonna be
players are
good.
like
New
young
Jersey's gonna
guys,
take
right?
some steps. I can see Pittsburgh missing it because
The
Gino and
only
Injuries, yeah.
Crosby are gone.
the only shit team in there is the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Oh yeah.
That's the Columbus Blue Jackets only shit team there.
Okay, let's
Yo,
talk
Torts
about
is gone
the
too, right?
Torch
Torts
gone.
My
is
bad.
gone. Yeah,
Tor-
I don't know where
Where
I
is
don't.
he?
I don't think
He's on
I don't
one
think
of
he's
the panels.
anywhere.
No?
I don't think
He's
he's
on the
anywhere.
panel, no? ESPN panel?
ESPN, maybe.
Oh
TNT?
yeah, is he? I don't know.
I have no clue, but whatever.
Okay, Atlantic Division. Boston, Buffalo, Detroit, Florida, Montreal, Ottawa, Tampa, and the Toronto Maple Leafs.
All right. Like I think this is might be a hot take, but I'm gonna say Toronto, Tampa, and Florida are gonna make it.
Florida. Okay.
Fuck the Bruins. Yeah,
Fuck
I think they made a
Boston.
like. Yeah, I think Florida made a big took a big step forward. I think this is their season. They break out. So let's see.
Okay. Just kind of what do you think?
Um, Tampa, Florida. No, not Florida. Tampa, Boston, Toronto, and that's it.
Yeah.
I think the Panther were really good last year because a lot of breakout people. Frank Vichano broke out, Sam Bennett broke out, but you never know, right?
They
Yeah.
brought
So
in
I'm
Sam
gonna.
Reinhart.
They had a yeah,
Sam
but they had a
Reinhart's a
lot.
good addition. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a lot of breakout players though. They had a lot of guys with career seasons, like Carter
Don't worry,
Brahagia,
guys. Joe Thornton is playing for Florida, and he's gonna bring in that shitty lead. He's
the
gonna
veteran
fuck up the
presence.
leadership core there. He's actually a sleeper cell.
Yeah, the veteran
Trust me.
presence, yo. The veteran presence. What do you know about the veteran presence that they have, yo? You never know, right?
For me, this is gonna be a hot take, but I think Buffalo is gonna make the playoffs.
Really, not Detroit.
No, Detroit will be a wild card team.
Next thing you know,
No.
you right?
In reality, Toronto, Tampa, and fuck, I don't know between Boston and Florida. I think it's gonna go to Boston, man. Boston's always solid. I think I think
Yeah,
you're gonna
that's
get
fair.
the fourth edition of the Bruins and the Leafs matchup this year, but we'll see. Okay, so let's end off with the wild card spots in the Eastern Conference. The Negan.
All right, I'm gonna go with Boston, and then I think Rangers slip in. So yeah,
That's
but
a good choice.
honestly,
Yeah,
the wild card for this conference is
it's
mad
fucked.
tight.
It's fucked.
Yeah,
There's a good how many spots are there? There's 8 spots, and there's probably 12 to 13. No, there's only 3 bad teams in the whole conference. There's 13 teams fighting for 8 spots.
yeah,
That's fucked.
it's fucked.
That's fucked. Just Garn.
I seriously do want to go Florida, but the question mark is goaltending, right?
Yeah.
Bobrovsky didn't have a good team, good
Yeah,
And you don't
year
know if
last year.
Spencer Knight's ready to step up.
And you don't Spencer is ready to take the next step, and that's why I'm so cautious of bringing Florida into the playoffs. But they do have a young core, and by Mackenzie Weegar, who at least is supposed to require for Andreas Janssen and
Okay. Let's not bring that
Which is-
up this time.
Let's not bring it up,
Yes,
okay?
yeah.
But
It's a long season of pain, man. I don't want to experience all the pain right away.
I'm gonna go with the Flyers. Good addition
Mm,
with Ryan Ellis,
interesting.
Ristolainen. Fuck, hold up, man. I gotta fucking pull up the lines, guys. Fuck, I'm so confused. Holy shit. Hold up,
Okay, well, I'll give mine in the meantime. I
Yeah, go
think
ahead.
I'm gonna go Rangers and Florida. So then again, I think we pretty much have the same thing, except we have Florida and Boston swapped.
Yeah. Honestly, it's so close. Like either way,
It's
I
so
think
close.
Florida and Boston are gonna fight for that. Yeah, last third spot.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay, just come on. Let's get your take.
Yeah, they're not stand up.
What do you
If
mean?
one
They
of
got
them
Joe
goes
Thornton.
down, no, Derek Brassard is playing second and center for them right now. For the
Well,
Flyers.
it's kind of fucked.
Flyers.
Wait, what?
Because he
yeah,
lost
Where's
Nolan
the boy
Patrick,
Giroux
right?
at?
To,
Drew's on
oh,
left.
he's
He
on the
played left.
wing.
He played left wing on the first time. Could try and connect me. And you have Atkins
Konechny's
with
supposed to be
Brassard and
center.
Fairby.
Maybe they shouldn't have gotten rid of Nolan Patrick.
They shouldn't. But they have a good. They have a good third line. They have Lindblom, Slaughter, and Van Riemsdyk on the third line.
Okay, so your first one is Philly. Who's your second wild card?
Nah, it's not Philly anymore. I'm gonna give one to Panthers and Penguins.
Penguins.
No,
The thing with the Penguins is they just have to be. They have to be at least a 500 team until Gino and Crosby come back.
Wait,
Then they'll miss it.
who was your guys? I didn't. I was paying attention.
I picked Rangers and Panthers.
Rangers and Panthers.
Yeah.
Panarin's
Same.
gonna come back beast mode, man.
Oh, I forgot Rangers. Yeah, I'm pick Rangers as and the Penguins.
Man, that's cheating. You can't just steal our.
The thing is, they built a tough team there, guys. Tom Wilson scared the shit out of them. I'm gonna be honest with you. He fucking scared the shit out of them. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Oh, didn't Ryan Reeves get injured too or some shit?
Yeah, Ryan Reeves got injured. Ryan
Yeah,
Reeves got
he's supposed to be their big tough guy.
They got a lot of tough guys this year. They got
We got
Barkley,
Curtis
Goodrow.
Gabriel, guys. We got Curtis Gabriel.
Where? That guy's gonna be
He's in the
scratched.
Marty. He's in the Marty.
He's gonna
Oh,
play.
true.
Yeah.
Don't bring him up.
He's gonna predict ST8 on there.
No, they'll bring him up for games against like the Capitals and stuff like that. Where you gotta have one
Oh,
tough
yeah.
guy.
Yeah. Sometimes you know why they brought him in? Okay, we're gonna go back to the suck here a bit, but they brought him in just to to engage him in games sometimes, and I don't think they really need that anymore.
Bro, he fought 3 times in the fucking preseason.
It's time to put up or shut up. That's what it is. You can't be able to freaking. You can't.
It's not like he's fighting for no reason though. Like he's sticking up for the team. Like there was one play where a fucking Montreal player cross-checked the guy into the Leafs bench. Everyone's just standing there watching, and then Curtis Gabriel's like, "No, I'm gonna fuck this guy up." Like that's a good mentality, right?
Yeah, I remember. The first game I went to, Romanov Gabriel fucking put Romanov over the board, and everyone was like, "Yeah, let's go." And then right in front of my section, he fought, was it Belzile or some fucking scrub? I don't know who the fuck it was, right? On the Habs, and he fucking kicked the shit out of him.
Fuck the Habs.
Fuck the Habs. Fuck
Holy
Sherrod.
fuck! I hate the
Yo,
Habs more than I've ever hated them.
Yo, can we go back to All or Nothing? Bro, that Tavares incident, we watching that, bro. I don't know how the fuck this guy, had the fucking, they even had the position on. That's what ended they went into Tavares situation, right? And
Yeah, I hated watching that again.
you see Dubas, and he just, he's like, my first instinct. This is how you know he cares about the people more than he cares about, how they are as players, right? Like, you see him go down as soon as possible, and he's smacking the desk. You see that, right? And
Yeah.
sorry, again, this is a bit of a spoiler, but you already know what happens when he.
Yeah.
But then in the interview, he's
Yo,
like,
Finnegan, spoiler alert: they lose in Game 7.
yeah, they was
Oh no. Fucking assholes. I thought they won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Man, it's a big spoiler. Alright, just kind of go on. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, so the thing is, you see him tapping us like, hurry up, get him up, right? And the first thing that do is sprints down and gets on the phone with his wife, cause he knows they're watching too. The kids are watching. He just had a newborn, and he's just watching, right? And he knows, like, he cares more about the person. And one of the guys I know, like, he said that he doesn't care. He treats him as his friend. Like, he doesn't care about whoever it is, right? He treats him as his friends. But he treats him as human beings. He doesn't treat them as assets like others. Like Lula Morello treats his fucking. He's a good person, I've heard, but I don't think nobody cared about the players as much as Dubas cared about his players. Like, you get what I mean? Like, he cared to the point where he'll do anything for his players, but if the like, I feel like he's learning that if they don't back you up, then you don't back them up. But he cares about them as humans more than he cares about them as assets. Like, you see that?
Oh yeah, out of
Like
all the
him,
Leafs GMs that I've seen, like Dubas is the one that cares the most, you know. But
yeah.
at
See,
the same
Brad
time,
Burke,
like
he
I
would
haven't
do
been
that, right?
in, yeah, I haven't been this invested into a GM's background like Dubas than any other GMs too. So like to be
Same. I
fair, like
haven't.
yeah, like Burke could have been like that too. Who knows? But I don't know.
You see, you see a lot of GMs like just sit there with bland faces, right? But you see Dubas being invested. Like, you see him like another spoiler alert. Like, he like after game 7, he goes down and taps the player on the back, and at the end he sees like, I've been in hockey so long, and I haven't seen this much, like, where like he hasn't seen this much like devastation in his while, and you see the guys care at the end of it, and that's what I like about Dubas. Like, he cares about his players, and he doesn't want to, have a perception of, like, they're my friends, but he doesn't treat them as friends. He treats them as people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
fair
a good
I'm
GM, man.
tearing up. Yeah,
Yeah, I hope he wins in the first round at least, and he gets to stay. Like, I don't want to see Dubas leave. He's done everything he can. All right, guys, thanks a lot. We'll try to come back after the first couple Leafs games. Um, hopefully we're not overreacting over any big losses or anything like that. See you guys next time. Thanks.